Turtle Beach. Hello, there we go. Got my audio working. This Fusion 360 decides to load and I make sure it's working, I think we'll be in business. Hey, hello Leb TV, how's it going? Trying to make sure I'm capturing Fusion 360 before I go live real quick. I updated my drivers, and sometimes when I update drivers, OBS don't want to capture everything properly, so you're all set with the latest update. Alright, so I think it loaded everything. Now let me see how it's looking on OBS. Looks like you can't see the top half of Fusion 360. Yeah, it's not capturing it. Let me see what I can do here. Might just have to go with full screen share. I'll try to see if that helps. Fusion 360. So how have you been doing, Leb? Let me change over to drivers real quick. See if I go back to the old drivers, if it'll fix that any. No. Program settings. Nope, not gonna do it. Okay, let's see if I go over here. Okay, that captured it. But I can't move it over to the other screen. Okay, so we're going to have some inception going on this stream. So let me check my screens real quick. Okay. Then okay, let me reset this real fast. I want the small cam. That's the be right back screen. That's the big camera. Okay, so let's set it up for 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll set 4 for the full screen. That should be number pad 5. Okay. Got it. So it's going to be 2 and 5. Alright, we should be on Fusion 360. Alright. There we go. Now we got it going, finally. I could get Fusion 360 up, but I couldn't get these menus, and I'm not sure why it isn't capturing these menus, but lovely OBS. That's how it loves to respond, so. Alright, so I think on our first process, we'll save this as a chain link. And let me get a micrometer out here. I'm thinking our first chain is going to be going from the hot end to the control panel. So I'm thinking about a 10 millimeter or so. Probably like a 10 by 10 center should be fine. Set that here. That's a 20, 15. There's a 10. We went on outer wall. It's a bit thicker. That would be 12 by 16, so that would be 3 millimeters thick on each side. That should be good and thick. Okay, 3 millimeters thick on each side, 2 millimeters thick on the bottom. So we'll go with that. Sorry for the inception. Okay, I needed to make sure we was looking all right. Okay, so we have what would be our receiving side of the link. Anything else we need for here? I don't think so. So let's extrude that out. Let me see, how far do we want a link to be total? we're going by tens, let's bring it out about 12 millimeters. Rotate this around. Alright, let's work on this side. Make an arc. Start point, end point, and then the middle, okay. Okay, we'll put an arc right there. Create a circle. And this is the bottom side right here. So we'll need an offset circle. That's too close to the edge. That would be a 4 millimeter circle. So I could put a 3 millimeter inside of it and it'd have a 1 millimeter amount of play. I think that should work. So let's put a 4 millimeter circle. Okay, let's make a note of that. Okay, 4 millimeter pivot. Yeah, it saved it. Good. Alright, and then we got our arch cut. And let's put this right here, in here, and here. And we'll cut that all the way through. Alright, that don't look bad. Hey Katori, how you doing? Okay, now that don't look too bad. I'm having problems with OBS today, so we're doing a screencast and I can't get Autodesk to go onto my second screen, so we got Inception screencasting, so let me know if things are kind of messed up on my screen. I can get Autodesk Fusion to work, but then I can't get these menus to show up. This right here, sketches and bodies and origins. At least I don't think it's showing up. So the only way I get this menu to show up is by screencasting. But if I screencast, I can only screencast on this one screen, and I can't get OBS or Fusion 360 to go over to my second screen, so everything's got to be piled up on one screen, so I apologize for the mess. So basically, I'm working all off of one screen today, guys. I can't seem to a driver problem or what, I don't know, but I didn't feel like fighting it for the rest of the stream, so I just figured I'd go ahead and continue streaming. So I'm making a chain link. They have chain links. Let me see if I got one that I've printed out before. I'm sure I do somewhere. Ah, here we go. Here's an example of a chain link, and I apologize because I can't see what OBS is catching, so I hope that's in frame. And it's a chain link. It's for wires to go through. So when wires go up through it, then it keeps all your wires together and everything. And like, this is a perfectly fine chain link, but here's the problem. It don't work. And there's lots of chain links. I mean, this works, and then you can, disconnect it if you can without breaking it and put it back straight, but now it's a straight chain link. So, I mean, what's the purpose of having a chain link that don't bend? So, I'm trying to redesign a chain link that'll actually do what it's supposed to do and bend. And there's a lot of designs on Thingiverse, but they either are too big, or they're too small, or they're too stiff, or they're not stiff enough, or they're the wrong tolerance, or something. I always seem to have a problem with something on them. So I've printed like, I don't know, 10 different types, and every type seems to have a problem. Or they are enclosed. And what I mean by enclosed is, okay, see this one here, it's a non-enclosed chain link. It means you could take it apart, add a wire to it, and then put it back on. That's a non-enclosed chain link. Enclosed chain links means if you need to add a wire in there, you have to disconnect all your wires and then run a new wire all the way through it like a pipe, and then hook all your wires back up. Or if you need to change a wire out, you have to disconnect, it's like a pipe. You have to run it through it like a piece of conduit. So I don't want an enclosed chain link. So I'm trying to redesign a wheel, kind of. They already have dozens of them, but I can't find one that fits my purpose. So I'm trying to find one that fits my purpose. Now, I think I've made this a little bit wrong. I just realized that right now. I think I made this a little bit small. So let's go back and readjust it. Go back to the sketch. That's a good thing about 360, is if you mess something up, you can always just readjust one or two little things. Let's move this one and this one out. Two millimeters. Let me think a second. Do I need it 2 millimeters? I did have 10 millimeters. Now I'd have it at 12 millimeters. Need a little bit wider. That'd be 13 millimeters. Give it a little extra, 14 millimeters. Okay, so now that should be 14 millimeters wide. Let's measure that and see. Here to here is 14 millimeters. So if I take 1 millimeter off of each side, that would make it 12 millimeters. And I made a 1 millimeter thick that would make it 10 millimeters. I need to go 1 more millimeter. I need to widen this by 1 more. Here and here. Oops, wrong settings. Need to go here and here and widen it up by 1 more millimeter. That ought to do it. Okay, now we should be able to skip back forward, and now all of our geometry changed. That's what I like about Fusion 360. You can hop back, fix something, and come back, and all of the geometry changed for you. Okay, so now we are back where we was. Let's look around this thing. So this will be the receiving part of the link. Front. Let's go home. So how have you been, Katori? I got Z. I think I'm a little bit loud. Let me look at my filters real quick. Turn my compressor down a little bit. And I got no desktop audio. That might be something. There we go. Alright, so. Alright, so I want to go from this point right here. I want to make a plane. Go 5 millimeters this direction, see if that's enough. Why'd you jump that way? Make it 6 for good measure. 7 too far? No, 7 ought to be fine. Alright, now we're going to sketch on this surface. So let's make a triangle, square. And we want it to go from here.
Went for a drink. How have you been?
Been doing all right. Been doing okay.
What are you making?
I'm making a chain. Trying to. Trying to think how I want this designed. I need it to fit inside there. But do I want to go right to the bottom? No, I want a little bit of a gap, so I need it to be up one. So I want a half inch, no, not a half inch, half a millimeter gap all the way around. Except the bottom, I want a 1 millimeter gap. That's what I want. I want a 1 millimeter gap on the bottom and a half a millimeter gap on each side. So that should be the outside of it. And this should be the inside of it. Now let's trim it. So I'm doing the exact same thing over again. Let's take that and bring it out 10 millimeters. Oops, that's 100. Only need 10. Okay, that would make it 25 millimeters long. Wow, that's getting kind of long. No, that ain't too bad. I think that'll be okay. 25 millimeters long. I wonder if I could do a mirror in here. I never done mirrors. Let me see if I could do a mirror. Let me go here and we'll do that. We'll do a line. We'll do a construction line. Alright, and we want to symmetry. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, so let's cancel that and let's undo this and that. Okay. So we'll just have to do it manually. Okay, so let's go and rotate this way. Let's take this side and pull a sketch on it. We want an arc, a 3-point arc. Okay, so this is the bottom. Okay, before we do that, let's check the radius of this thing. It has 6.5 radius, 8 millimeter. Eight millimeter radius. No, 6.25 radius. Nope. Had to use a circle, I guess. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's going to be huge. I can't use the same radius. We'll have to use that. Now, let's go over here and let's do a projection.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
Close this out. Let's see, where is it? That it? Gotta find the right one here. Okay, now if I put it right on that point, that should be correct. If I put it right along this line, then the link should always be parallel to one another. So, let's put a circle there. Oops, I need to make that a solid circle. And that was a 4mm. So we'll make this 2.5. Now let's see how far we are from this edge. So it looks like the closest will be there to there. Three-quarters of a millimeter. But that's solid, so it shouldn't matter because that's not a hole, that's a solid enclosure, so that should be fine. So let's take this one and this one, and we can cut that through. Rotate this around and slice it. Bring that drawing back up. Let's pull this up here. Now we have a 1/2 millimeter clearance. So look at the micrometer. You have a 1/2 millimeter clearance. Then we should make the bumps 1 millimeter thick on each side. So let's pull this out. 1 millimeter. Make sure it's a join. Now let's take and loft that edge. And that's a 1 millimeter. Now we'll do the exact same thing to the other side.
What will this be connected to?
Okay, so I'm sorry I can't tell if this will be in the camera view or not, but they make cable chains to run wiring inside of, and this is what they have designed on Thingiverse, and it's a cable chain. You run your wiring inside of here, so as the printer runs back and forth, the wires don't get snagged on anything, and the wire's supposed to run in between there, and then the chain protects it, you know, keeps all your wires out of the way and stuff. But the problem with the chain is, and this is the problem with most chains, you notice it don't bend. I mean, you can force it to bend, see, but it doesn't really do what it's supposed to do, and this is the design flaw with most chains. Or you can disconnect it, there we go, put it back together, and now it'll bend this way, but it won't go flat. See, it's got massive, you know, it's got massive hang-ups. And the problem with most chains is either A, it's a little bit too tight, too bulky, or the other flaw is like this one is actually a decent chain. It's actually constructed pretty similar to what I'm going to construct, as a matter of fact. It's designed so you can actually put a wire in it. If you want to put this wire in it and it's already put together, you can open this up.
And those chain to one another?
Yes. You can put the wire in it and then put the clasp back down on it. And so that's a pretty smart design, because you can add wires or change wires out, or filament, or whatever you need as you need, you know, as you need to. And that's kind of how I'm going to design mine. But other cable chains, you can't even do that. They're just kind of completely enclosed. So if you need to add a wire to it, you literally have to disconnect all your wires on one end and all the wires or on the other end, and pull all your wires out and then snake them all the way through your cable chain, and then connect them all back up. And so I'm trying to design a little bit of a better cable chain so it'll be a little bit more, you know, functional. And so that's what I'm working on, and I'm going to use this basic design, kind of what they have here. I'm making all the tolerances looser, so it won't be doing this. And you see it's just got a nub, and it's got a hole. And now this one's actually a little bit larger than what I need, but it's going to basically be the same thing. I'm hoping to make mine a little bit less clunky. But you can kind of see the design filling in. You know, I've designed this larger piece, and I'm just now designing this smaller piece. And then I'm going to connect the two. And then I got to design this top plate right here, I guess you could call it, whatever this is. And then I'm going to print out a couple of them and see how they go together. And if it goes together, then what I'm also going to do is, see, this is designed to go straight. So, which is another flaw of the design. This will only go in one direction. So I'd like to build some that are 45-degree angles, so you can actually cut your wires kind of around a corner and keep the chain going, and maybe even a 90-degree angle, so if your wires go up and around the corner, the chain will continue. Some that are designed with holes in it so you can bolt your plate down, so if it's on a board or, you know, like a table or something, it'll be bolted down. You know, some that are up 90-degree angles, you know, make a whole bunch of different pieces of the chain so you can use it in multiple different facets. But I'm making the prototype chain right now, or trying to, and see how the first
I was thinking the part you were working on would attach to a wall or desk.
Right, no, this will just be for wires. This one right here will be. I'm going to try to print two of them up while I'm working on another design, and then we can see how it prints up on my printer, and if they work. I mean, if there's a design flaw in them or they're just too thin, maybe the walls will be too thin. I'll need to thicken everything up. I don't know. Maybe they'll be too thick and they'll snap off trying to put them together. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I'm trying to build something a little bit. See, mine are rounded. See that? You see my edges are rounded. Theirs are kind of pointed. You see they have a point on theirs, and the points are what's catching up. The point is stopping it from moving. I don't know if you can see that in there, but the point is stopping it from bending. See, it'll only go so far and the point stops it. So it's actually a design flaw. It isn't a printer flaw. The point is stopping it from, it can't go down and it can't go up, and it doesn't matter which, if you put it 9 links apart, that point is stopping. It'll only go so far and it just stops it. So I don't know why they made the chain that way, because it's kind of pointless in having unless you just want a flat chain, it's kind of pointless in having a chain that doesn't move. I mean, that's called a conduit. I don't know. You can build a pipe. I don't understand why they did that. So, okay, so let me take this and let me hit sketch so I'm on that surface. We'll switch this over to include a projection of that circle, and then we'll just extrude it. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, this one here. See, I'm just kind of winging it. I'm pulling this out 1 millimeter.
It could be a pipe on a wall or desk.
Exactly. Exactly.
You gotta think of these things.
I know, right? That's what I mean. I don't know why they designed it that it doesn't move. I mean, the whole purpose of a chain is so it'll move back and forth, and I mean, I don't know how that thing's supposed to move. So I don't know. I don't know what they was doing with that. But I've printed off 10 different Thingiverse chains, and not a single one of them's worked. And I don't mean not worked because of my printer. My printer printed them off just fine. They haven't worked because of the design. The design itself has malfunctioned. So I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I got a whole handful of them. I printed off round ones. I printed off square ones. I printed off. I mean, I got all kinds of them, and all of them have failed. None of them have. I mean, besides anything that my printer may or may not have printed, properly. I mean, excluding that, nothing has worked. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to try to design something. So, meanwhile, anybody that has printers, I'm wanting to come up with a brand new calibration plate. This is called a calibration plate here. And so I'm thinking about trying to figure out a new calibration plate too. Let's add that there. Let's add a fillet. So I don't think Katori has a printer. Do you, Katori? Do you have a printer that you're a fan? Let's do a loft.
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you use for calibration, or do you use anything for calibration? I mean, what kind of things do you use to calibrate?
It prints 2D markings on 3D objects. I'm sorry. Just a regular printer.
I got you. Okay, so you see how I lofted those two pieces together. So now I basically have what one of those plates was. I have a piece of it here. Let me hit join. There. So now let me zoom out. Oop, that way. So there's my link. That's a standard link. It's kind of bulky, I guess. I guess I could trim this up. Let me back up a bit here. Alright, so let me see how
So
thick
what this all
is.
about?
This is 3 millimeters. Let's go down to maybe 2.5. Oh, let me get out of there. I'm trying to reinvent the wheel is basically what it's all about. There, let's try 2 millimeters. Because the other one was looking really bulky. Well, let's see what that looks like. There, that looks less bulky. Might have made it too thin. Try 2.5. There you go here. So I'm trying to make a new chain. Well, I'm trying to redesign a chain. A cable chain. For 3D printers. Because everyone that I've tried to print, well, everyone that I have successfully printed has kind of just been garbage. So I'm trying to get one that's not as cheesy as what's available out there to print. There, that looks about right. 2.5 looks good. Okay, I like that. Now, let's make sure this is all one piece. Okay, that's one body. That's good. Let's do all these sketches. And let's save this real quick. Chain, and we'll call this, just like everybody else does, 0.9, because it's the beta. Alright, now we need a plate for it. Let me turn all these sketches off. So to make a plate across the top, we'll select the top and we will make a sketch on top of it. Now they have theirs right along this parallax, right along this spot right here. I don't want it across this thin part. Do I? Do I want it across that thin part? I kind of do, because if I put it right across this thin part, then it'll make this stronger. I guess I do. Okay, so let's make a box right there. Make a line to there. A line to there. A line to there. That one don't need a line because it's already got one. A line to there. And a line to there. No. Take that last one off. We want a line to there and a line out this way. To there. Okay. Now let's do some trimming. We'll get rid of this one and this one. We'll get rid of this one, and this one, and that one. Okay, all the other ones should stay. Alright, so we gathered all of these. Let's make this 2 millimeters tall in the right direction. And we want to make this a brand new component. Alright, now let's get rid of this body. Let's flip this over. Now we are looking at the back. We're calling the back the bottom of it. So let's do a draw on this side. And we need the back facing us. It needs to say the word back. Okay. Let's bring the body back. Put a square there. And a square there. Alright. Now let's do a pane from this point. Let's go out 1, 2, 3 millimeters. Let's see how far 3 millimeters is. Go 4 millimeters. We're making another square, but this time we're making it a little bit larger. We're going to make it right about there. This one just a little bit larger. Let's see, that was 2, so let's make it a printable distance to 700. Yeah, that ought to work. Alright, now let's rotate this down.
Error code 2000.
Uh-oh. On me? Did something go wrong? You gotta excuse me, I'm only working with one monitor here.
Come back to a BRB screen.
Well, you said error code 2000.
Oh, you are back.
Yeah, you said error code 2000, so I went to go see what was going on with the stream. I thought something messed up. Don't scare me like that, Katori. Let me see what's going on here. Alright, so now I need to put a point. Am I still in sketch mode? I am still in sketch mode. So let's put a point on here. I want to put a point there and a point there. Then I need to go back to here.
No, I think that error is always on the VIEWRS side.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's edit this sketch, and I'll put a point on here. Okay, I'm only working with one screen here, guys, so there's Inception Alley. OBS and Fusion 360 don't want to work together today, so I got a little bit of issues going on. So I added a point to each corner of my squares, right here, and then of course on the other ones also. Where did it go? I think that's done. Okay, so you see I got a point here and a point here, and then a point here and a point there. So now we're going to rotate this slightly this way, scoot it over where we can see what's going on, and we're going to add a plane. Let me see if I can find it. A plane through 3 points. That's what we want. We want this point, and that point. And that should give us a profile. So going through the profile view, we now edit in that view. And because everything's perpendicular, I think, we should be able to do we want an arch? No, we want a spline? Question mark? Okay, spline. Okay, so we want it there. A point there. and then a point there. Now, nope, that ain't what I wanted. If I move this, it moves my spline, so I'm making a hook. You kind of see the hook shape taking form a little bit. There we go. That's stuck there. Get rid of that. Okay. It ain't quite the hook I'm going for, but it'll have to do. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I remember which one I'm using. I'm using this one, so I go there, and I go here, and I go there. Oh, didn't take. Try it again. I keep losing my point. Okay, it's this one, and that one. Why won't you let me click on you? Okay, it ain't wanting to let me click on there, so that's the problem. So let's bring project, this thing. I want to bring you into it. Alright. Now it should let me click on you. Try spline again. This one. Here and there. There we go. Now, let's bring you up this way. Let's go back to the top view. Alright, there's that hook. Alright, so now we got two hooks. Now I need to make this one straight, so I need to bring this point, a straight line, and let's go over to this side. Need to bring this point to a straight line, and I think I did that correctly. Let's give that a shot. I don't work with these particular tools that much, so this is kind of a learning experience along with the show here. Alright, so if I did everything correctly, I should be able to go here and hit loft and hit there on the inside, and it made a loft, so it goes from small to large. Now, if I select rails, I should be able to select this rail, and it bowed the whole thing. I should be able to select that rail, and it straightened this side and hooked that side. So now we have that done, and I'll hit join. Now I should do the same thing to the other side. So we're looking at, and that square's gone. Where'd that square go? There it is. There's that square. Hit loft. Go to the inside of that profile. Now we hit rails. That one. And that one. And it didn't work, so what did I do wrong? Okay, let's clear everything.
But I'm all in. We're still a little bit young.
Okay, it didn't like that for some reason. Why didn't you like that? Clear it again. Okay, that's that one. That's that one. Okay, something's wrong with that. Am I looking at the wrong side of it? I think that's what it is. So let's try it again. We click on that one. Now we click on that one. Rails intersect apart or more once. Try. Okay, so let's try removing the rails.
It tasted like those cigarettes, staring at the moon. We'd go to bed in my arms, you're safe.
Okay, so I don't like the rails. One or more of the rails intersect a profile more than once. Okay, it's too steep. Okay, so let's cancel that. Let's edit this rail. Bring you up some. Let's try that. There. There. Now let's add this rail. There we go. And this rail. There. Join. Now it's got two hooks on it. And that should have a little thumb tab on that side. Let's bring up the body. Okay, it's not in the way of the holes. Okay, they might be a little bit too large. Let's look at the top view. I may have to make the, I'm going to call them hooks, little things. I may have to make them a little bit smaller. They look like they'd be digging into the, look at the other view here. Yeah, they look like they're digging into the plastic a little bit too much.
Completely alone.
Let's turn off the body. Rotate this around. These ones are too big, so we need to work on that. That's not it. That's it. Move it in. A 1/2 millimeter in. Do a 1/2 millimeter on that side. Half a millimeter on that side. Stop sketch. Now we need to edit the curves. half a millimeter. Half a millimeter. Now let's bring the body back in. Let's look at the top view. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Okay, now we need to cut it out, so let's take this piece right here and let's move it down 2 millimeters. Oh, that didn't do it. There. And rotate it. Try it again. Move. We'll move it down 2 millimeters. Hit enter. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the plate that we made. So we need to go to the combine feature. And we want to cut keep tools. We want to cut the big piece with the little piece. Let's see what that looks like. That's what we want right there. So the little piece is getting cut out of the big piece. Okay. Select body.
Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place. Float on air and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape.
Okay, so let's take the body, or the plate I should say. Let's go back to the left side and rotate it. Let's lift it straight up 1 millimeter. We'll hit OK. Let's click here. Let's make a line from that point right across there, and we want to extrude that as a cut. Through everything. So we're taking 1 millimeter off of it. Alright, and then we want to take the body and is it modify? Oops, body, modify. Scale. scale factor, and let's shrink it by, I don't want uniform. I want it by 95. I think 95 would be it. 0.95. Oh, that's 2 points. 95. That way we have some wiggle room. Let's see. I don't need anything in width-wise. I just need it in forward-back. Go 93. No. 0.93. Goodness. No, I think 95 will be fine. X scale should be fine. Everything else should be fine. Okay. So, we now have our first chain link for printing. Save as STL. Let's save that as a plate. And the body, which would be the main piece. Save as STL. Save that as a link. And this will be in the chain part.
And now you are hacking eBay.
I am hacking eBay. eBay will be mine. It will succumb to me.
Why you are hacking so much?
How you doing, Mantiku? Set offsets. Let me preheat my printer. We're going to be printing PLA. Preheat the bed.
Good you. The music is to load.
Is the music too loud or my voice too low? Hello.
Is to load.
Just a second. Hello. And we're back. Alright, so I got a error on my printer, so let me restart it. Well, that's restarting. Let's see what we have here.
When you will start gaming stream again?
I'll be gaming. Let me think. It'll be the next stream, so it'll be Wednesday. Wednesday I'll be streaming League of Legends, and Friday I'll be streaming League of Legends or Factorio. So the next two streams will definitely be game streams. Okay, so let's bring this up right here.
I have been told Nico is scary.
Oh, have you? Yeah, Nico is kind of a scary character.
Because you are hacking to mock.
Yes, I am. I am hacking too much. Nico is scary. The problem is you don't know whether that's friend or foe walking up to you. So you think you got an ally running, so every time that somebody starts running up to you, you don't know whether to trust them or not. So now you're running away from everybody. Where normally you just say, oh well, that's so and so. I can that's my teammate. Now you're just running from everybody. You're like, I don't trust anything. Everybody's an enemy. Okay, so here is. Hopefully this is being captured. Is this being captured? I hate this. Why doesn't my other monitor want to work today? Yeah, it's being captured. Good.
Okay, I will go play something CYA.
Okay, you go head off and play something. That's fine. I'll be streaming some games here pretty soon. Niku can look like anybody, so you don't know whether that's a friend or a foe coming after you. So it's kind of hard to say whether that's a friend or an ally or what. So yeah, that is kind of scary as far as that goes, because we've never had that challenge before, but it brings an interesting dynamic to it too. Okay, so here's my chain link. I got one of them in my print bed, my slicer. I need to flip this around. So let's do a rotation. What dimension? We need red 180. Whoop, there we go. So we want the flat side down. Everything else should print okay. I am going to print a support because I have something under here. So I am going to print this with a support. We'll see how my supports print, because I don't print with supports very often. In fact, I never print with supports. So this will be an interesting test for a support print. I always got to print two because I want to see how the chains interact with one another. So we'll print two chain links. So let's duplicate this. We'll take this one and this one. And, well, let me see if the air cleared up my printer first. It looked like it cleared. Let me preheat the printer and see what happens. Okay, I thought my mic went out. Sorry about that loud noise. Preheat the PLA. Let me hit preheats and see if the air comes back. The bed's warm and the print head is warm. I don't know where the error code came up from. Hopefully it was just a glitch from me moving stuff around on the printer maybe. Because I haven't printed from it when we was working on it last. I moved all kinds of stuff around, so maybe that's what it is. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Should we print one? Should we have 2 links? Yeah, let's print 2 links. And let's go to settings. So let's go here. And we print the 10. And let's go through our settings real quick so we can see where I have everything set at. Infill density 10. We'll just go through all the settings.
Have you used the print after the changes?
No, I have not. This will be the first print. So that's why we're going through all the settings real quick.
Printer asterisk.
This will be our first test print off it. That's why I said hopefully we didn't mess nothing up. It isn't kicking out no error codes right now, so maybe it'll be alright. Maybe it's just because we moved all kinds of stuff around. Alright, so let's reset everything. We got layer height, 2 millimeters. Hey, how's it going? Maximum shells, 50%. First layer height, we'll leave that at, well, actually, let's cut that down 1. We'll make it a little bit closer to the bed because we changed the Bowden tube. First layer, print speed 15 millimeters, flow rate 95. We'll bring that up to 97. Nearest point reflex.
Hello, Colchson.
Let's see, printing speed 65, inner shell 65, outer 50, XY movement, we'll slow that down. We'll bring that down to 80. Only 80, not 180.
At category 15 hot.
Let's see, print parts in same order for each layer, yes. Extruder, oh, we don't need that. We need to change that down to 41. Yeah, 41. Enable retraction, yes. 40 for, no, let's cut that down to 30. Retraction material amount, let's go down to, let's say 5. Restart speed, 35 should be fine. Coasting distance, 0. Wipe distance, we'll leave the wipe at 0. Infill, 10%. We'll use a grid. I want to change the grid size though. So where's grid size? Infill offset. 3 solid fill layers on the bottom, top. We can go ahead and speed this up to 50. 50. Concentric, yes. And now we're on the support. Okay, I want it to be a pillar, a grid, okay, horizontal offset. I want a 1 millimeter. Let's make that 1.3. Vertical offset layers 3. Yeah, let's leave that at 3. Vertical offset down layers 1. Support flow rate 100. Horizontal expansion, put that at 10. Dense support layers 1. Filter size, here we go. Do I want it at 4 or 3? I think 4 will be fine. Okay, skirt only, cooling.
If it's silent in dismay,
I want 100% fan speed, yes. Temperature 65 to 17.
Disappointment is the anchor.
97% filament rate, yes.
Can you take the panel left side of the screen?
Over this way? Allow filling gaps to be used in a single extrusion. And then check my G code.
Yes, good.
Okay, good. Now I don't do this, so let me see if I can even do this. I don't know if I have a long enough cord. I almost have a long enough cord. I don't really have nowhere to put it at. Can I put it there? Okay, what if I put it there? And I took this one off of here. Just give me a minute, guys. Getting kind of precarious over here on the corner. I know you guys can't see what's going on, but I'm standing on my head and all kinds of acrobatics going on over here. All right, now let me hit OK on this, save and close. And let me switch this over to here, and I'll be right with you.
At Category 15, do you have a 3D printer?
No.
I do not.
Alright, so here is the game plan. I don't have anything really set up for this, but it would kind of be interesting. So I'm going to see if I could just tape a camera on my 3D printer and let them ride around on the printer bed. If you guys think that would be interesting. If you don't think it'd be interesting, then I won't do it, but I don't know how good the camera view or nothing would be, but I think it'd be interesting. Yes? No? Maybe? What do you guys think? What's your opinion? What's your senses, guys? No? Don't want to see it?
About?
Do you want to see my printer?
UIT.
Okay. I'll get me a piece of tape out here.
What are the chooses? For what I don't understand.
Alright, so once it gets to printing,
Chooses.
chooses.
Ha ha ha.
I was wondering when you was gonna say something about that, but okay.
Typing.
Alright, so let's see if I could get a... Ooh, that's blurry. Okay, let me see if I can get a different angle here.
I want to see the printer while printing.
I know it's hard because I can get an overhead shot, I guess, but then you really can't see nothing from it. See, if I do overhead, you're going to see this. I'm trying to see what you guys are going to see from different angles, and there really isn't nothing. I mean, all you're going to see is nothing, really. Let's see. If I go there, you're just going to see that. What if I go up here? Can you see anything from there? See, I'm looking at the camera from my monitor. So I'm trying to see, you know, if I try to find an angle that you guys can actually see something from. Now watch, I'll put them on the camera and now the thing will just do everything but what it's supposed to do. Watch. Alright, so what angle do I want? I want something like this. Yeah, I want it right here. So now I just need to find something to put them at that angle. What can I use? Oh, what about this? Oh. Might be getting closer to something now. Alright. Okay, that's the angle I want right there. Now I just need a piece of tape on it. Alright, I just about got it set. Alright, it isn't the best shot in the world, but I don't think anything's gonna get knocked over. So, that's a plus. Now, where am I gonna put this little camera on the screen? I'll put them over here. So in this screen, I want...
Bottom right.
On the bottom right? Okay. Border cam. Sorry about putting you guys through all this, but to be honest, I wasn't planning on streaming on a 3D printer today. Okay, so let's copy this scene, copy. And drop them in here, paste. No, didn't want that. Go back over here. Alright, and now let's drag them down. Gotcha. Okay, so now you're here. And let's shrink you down. Almost. And there. Inception. Alright, so we got everything onto this. Okay, now that's too close. I want more of a gap than that.